Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a while. What's going on, brother?
Not much. What's happening with you, brother?
Not much, man. I'm Kareem. That's my man, Jason. And we are Ball Knowledge Unscripted. It's been a while, brother. Welcome back, man. Welcome to 2026, man.
Man, it's been a month. It's been through a lot. Real quick, shout out to my father-in-law, retired Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Gary Knighton passed away on December 5th. So that coupled with a family trip and Christmas and all that is why the main reason why we had a hard time getting together
That's right.
in December. But we're back. We're better than ever, and we got some ball games.
That's right. That's right,
We got
man.
some
That's
ball
right. Hey,
games.
but you smell that, man? I smell a era where the SEC isn't the only dominant conference, man.
That's right. That's right. That not they're definitely not the dominant
There
conference.
you go.
The Big Ten is guaranteed to have a Big Ten team in the national championship again, and if they
Come on.
win, that's three in a row. Now I don't know at what number you become dominant,
Hey,
but three, if you do something to me 3 years in a row, you are dominating me. And it doesn't
that-
matter if we're playing checkers
that's right.
or we're playing football. three
That's
years in
right.
a row is, 1 year is could be a fluke. 2 years might just be bad or good luck, but 3 years is that's dominance.
Come on. That's right. And we're down to the final four, man. We have Ole Miss playing Miami and then Indiana playing Oregon. So just off top, man, where you leaning towards, man?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I like Indiana. I think they're the best team in the country. I think they have been the best team. I think they have beat two legit teams on their way. I think Oregon will be a test, but they've already beat Oregon once this year. It is hard to beat the same team twice, but I'm telling you what, man, that Kurt Signetti, he is a different cat.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not to
I agree.
mention, while they're preparing for a playoff game, they're still killing it in the portal,
Yeah, no,
which
absolutely. And we'll definitely get to that because I have a lot on my man Kurt Sig. I
yeah,
feel like pulling out a cigar
that's right.
because I think he is the man of the year. Um, but I'm right there with you, man. I think Indiana is the cream of the crop. When we start, I went back and I looked at an earlier video and I said the best three teams in college football was Indiana, Ohio State, and Miami. And lo and behold, we have an opportunity to have a Miami, Indiana college football playoff national championship. And that's where I'm leaning towards Miami, and Indiana. I think Indiana will pull it out.
Yeah, I I I really don't even know how to pick that Miami Ole Miss game. I feel like it could go a couple ways. Clearly, Ole Miss is playing inspired football. I don't think they'd love anything more than to stick it right in the face of Lane Kiffin and win. Um, but that being said, I didn't think Miami had a chance to beat the Buckeyes. I really didn't.
Okay.
I was absolutely shocked that they beat them.
So understood. I actually picked Miami to beat Ohio State.
Yeah,
And I picked them because of Miami's defense, how they've been playing lately. They've been playing some good defense, and I said if their offense can catch up, and play complementary football, then Miami has a chance to go on a nice run. Now, granted, that Ohio State game, they scored 10 points. I think they won that game like 10-3 or something like that. But I still felt that defense was going to do to Ohio State what they did. I just felt the offense would have to do more. But hey, 2 wins. They went to Texas A&M and they beat Ohio State, man. So
yeah, that was great.
defense is what matters in the playoffs. Your defense travels in the playoffs, And with that Indiana game, man, Indiana went to Oregon and spanked Oregon. Now it's on a neutral field, you know. So Oregon doesn't have that home field advantage, and Signetti, he's cut from that Saban cloth, man, and he coaches and he's building that program just like Saban did Alabama, man. So I think it's a one horse race, but you know
Yeah, that
anything can
Miami
happen.
game, they had to do, because I'm not a big Carson Beck fan. I don't I don't know. I don't see it. I think you
Yeah,
never know what you're going to get with him.
yeah,
Their defense, that team had to play a perfect game to win that game, and they did, because I think they almost, because Sayan and Jeremiah Smith still got numbers. I mean, Jeremiah Smith
yeah,
still went 7 for 157 and a touch, but I think before the Indiana game, Ohio State, Sayan had been only sacked like 6 times all year. He got sacked 10 times totally between those two
yeah,
games, and they
yeah,
did the one thing was, I think they basically said, "Hey, Jeremiah Smith's going to get his. There's nobody in college football. The only person that potentially could guard him is on his team.
yep, downs, yep,
So there is nobody that is going to defend him in college football. He is the best college football player. It's not close." But even Carson Beck, dude, Carson Beck made some scrambles in that game, made some
yeah,
throws in that game on
yeah,
third down. But what I think, what I would be afraid of is you beat a team like Ohio State in the playoffs, and a lot of times there's a letdown after that, because you're almost riding that high, like, hey, we beat the Buckeyes, we got a clear path to the championship game, and a team like Ole Miss that's playing inspired football, that sometimes is the team that'll come up and bite you.
bite you in the butt. Yeah, then
So
that's definitely understandable because they're
that
definitely
surprised me.
playing inspire ball. But I don't think Lane cares as far as because that they win, he get paid, so it doesn't matter to him. But they're definitely playing inspired ball to stick it to him. Like, bro, you didn't have to leave us. We can win here. Um, and eventually, I just feel eventually that runs out and the best team usually wins in the end. You know what I
For
mean?
sure, for sure.
And I feel Miami's defense is probably one of the best, if not the best defense that Ole Miss will play all year.
Yeah, and
And
it'll be the same. It'll be the same story if they can make uh, Chambliss uncomfortable.
yeah,
They'll have a chance.
yeah, absolutely.
If he has time, um, he'll pick you apart. And I think it's going to be their defense, and it'll be what you get from Carson Beck.
There
Are
you
you
go.
going to get the Carson Beck that goes, you know, uh, 23 of 27 for 280, or are you going to get the Carson Beck that goes 13 of 27 with 2 picks?
Yeah, yeah,
So I think turnovers will be key in that game. If Miami can create turnovers, like the pick six in the Ohio State game was huge.
huge,
That was absolutely huge.
huge, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I'm
And I,
I'm
I
looking
think, I
forward.
think we,
I
I think,
expect both of them to be great games.
yeah, I think we forget that beginning of the year, Carson Beck was in the Heisman conversation.
Hmm.
On this show, I said he was my front runner after like week 4 or something like that. And then Miami just it's like they took 2 weeks off on the season and then had to play catch up. Uh, but what I love about this team and the situation that they're in is that, hey, any given Saturday, well, Thursday or Friday, not right now, you
Right.
know what I mean? You just got to put it together for 4 quarters, man. And
That's it.
all the last 4 teams, they have 8 quarters left. You can put it together for 8 quarters. You'll stand up and hold that trophy at the end of the season, man. So, I think there's going to be 2 great games. I don't think Oregon's going to lay down for Indiana. But I don't think any one of these 3 teams, no matter what they do, Indiana will have an answer for it. I
Yeah.
I, I
I
just
think
feel that way.
Indiana will be, regardless of how these games, Indiana will be the most prepared team,
Absolutely.
regardless.
Absolutely. I
And
completely agree to that.
I think they have a swagger. They have and I think Kurt Signetti is the closest thing. And I don't mean accolades. He hasn't won anything yet. But as far as mentality, uh, The guy, he has that Nick Saban, Bill
Yeah,
Belichick
yeah,
mentality. Like
and
football is life.
yeah, all four of these coaches come from that Saban tree, man.
They do. That was
You know,
one.
all
That was
four come from the Saban tree, man. And when Indiana just played Bama, college game day, Signetti was on the set, man, and he was just saying everything that he learned while he was up under Saban, man. And then all four coaches are saying the exact same thing, man. So
mm-hmm.
shout out to Nick Saban, you gonna get a national championship, bro. No matter, even in retirement, you're still winning natties, bro.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's like the patriarch of college football. Like he's grandpa football.
There you go. There you go.
He's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
he's moved Bear Bryant out the way
he's got
because
to
it
be.
was like Bear Bryant was the golden standard for coaches in college football, and then old Nick Saban came on in there like Saint Nick of Christmas, man. And
Yeah, hold my beer.
there you go, there you go. He said, "Now you got the bear meet the goat."
Yeah, and not to mention he's already got. I mean, Kirby Smart's from that
Exactly,
tree, and
exactly.
Kirby's already got 2 rings. So I mean,
Yeah,
Nick Saban.
he's
I mean,
racking them up, man.
how many assists does he have?
There you go, there you
You know what
go,
I'm saying? Like,
there you go, man. And he'll have more to come because I believe Elko at A&M will have something to say about it, and it he'll be just fine. His tree is secure. Roots are deep, buddy. Roots are deep. So
absolutely.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. But I started with a joke, but what I would say, man, what do you think about the landscape of college football right now, man?
Bro, I there are few things that I love more than college football. My family, um, a good ribeye steak. That might be it. But I really believe, and I don't mean the end like it's going to go away, but I believe we are witnessing the end of days with college football. I think the what we grew up with, college football, loyalty, all that stuff. Uh, it is a full fledged 100% business
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
The days of a kid going to a school and playing 3 or 4 years and earning his way onto the team as far as earning playing time and all that is so
yeah,
gone.
yeah. Those days are over.
It is, and it's not totally surprising just because I mean, let's face it, youth today, and not even youth, just people today, they want everything is instant gratification. They want it now. It used to be you worked hard in high school to get to college. If you wanted to play in the NFL, you had to play your ass off in college and hope you're one of the few that get drafted. And in the way back, it didn't matter who you got drafted by. You were just happy to get drafted, and then you made it. Now these kids are making it a year, 2 years out of high school.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, um, this Damon Williams Jr. from Washington.
Yeah.
Uh, so we spoke about this earlier today, and so what I have read recently, I think I said 5 million earlier today. I've now read it's an estimated $4 million that he had signed on for
Okay.
to play in 26
To return to Washington.
to return to Washington.
Okay.
Last night, um, and apparently, according to a Los Angeles Times article that I read, uh, nobody at the team knew that he was
Wow.
going to enter the portal. They found out on social media.
Wow.
Um, so he also went in. He decided he wanted to get into the portal and put a no contact tag on himself. Normally meaning
You
that
already know what school
you've
you went
already
to.
been speaking to someone. Everything I have read points towards Lane Kiffin and LSU, and I'm just going to say this about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin trashed his name years back with the whole Tennessee, that whole thing. It took him years to build his name back up to being a respectable person. And I'm telling you what, I can't remember, maybe outside of a guy named Sharon Moore, I have never seen someone tear their name down as fast as Lane Kiffin does. He has
Yeah,
become
no,
the
absolutely.
villain in college football, and it stinks because as a Michigan fan, um, I know, like this whole thing was kind of going on over the last week. What, is Bryce Underwood staying? Is he going? And I can't tell you, I can't hate this enough that every single year until some kind of rules and stuff come along and then it's that's the thing, right? It's not even just a matter of having rules. They got to have rules, but they got to have backing, a legit backer that can do something about it. It can't just be, hey, you broke a rule. Okay, but who's going to penalize me? Right? It'd be like saying, hey, don't get caught for stealing or robbing people here. Well, we don't have a police department.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
So you're telling people to not break the law, but there's nobody here to police them. So I think it's horrible. I think it's and this has nothing to do with my stance on whether or not players should be paid. I have zero problem with these guys making money. I have no problem with that. There has to be a little bit of sense injected into it, just in general. The same way most parents who had a high school senior or a college freshman, like you, yeah, I forget, how old is your oldest? 20. I don't, whether they're in school or not's irrelevant. If you had money, all of a sudden, right? Like they didn't come from money, and all of a sudden you hit the lottery tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
right? And you win, and your take home is 180 million.
Uh-huh.
Would you turn around and hand your 20-year-old kid $5 million?
No,
No. You know why?
not at all.
And
Because
why
she's
is
not
that?
responsible enough to manage
Because
$5 million.
because young people, in general, not every single one of them, but on average, are not mature enough to handle what comes with that. And what are we doing in college football? We have grown adults who do know better. College coaches, universities, parents. Now you have agents involved that do know better and are still trying to get the biggest bag of cash for this kid. And here's the thing. There are 136, I think it's 136 Division 1 teams. 130 something, 132, 36, whatever it is.
I think I'm pretty sure 36 is right.
That means there are 136 starting quarterbacks in Division 1 football. Now, not all of them are making millions of dollars, but I would say a large portion of them at the quarterback position are making something,
Yes, of course.
right? At the smaller schools, maybe it's only 50 grand or 100 grand, but they're making something. So you have 130 some quarterbacks at the Division 1 college level that are all being paid. And I would argue there are at least 20 to 30 that are making like legit money,
Yeah,
more than six figures.
yeah.
There are only 32 NFL
Uh-huh.
quarterback positions. At most on a given year, a team, there are what, 5 to 6, if that, teams looking for a new quarterback
Uh-huh.
on average. So you try and squirt 136 quarterbacks into a hole big enough for five, and what do you have? You have a log jam. You have these kids making this money thinking, well, hey, I made $4 million in college. Man, I'm going to make big money. And to me, it's going to be a domino effect as they go pro because there were already players this year. I forget which. I think it was Ohio State players. Was it? It was either Smith and Jigba or um, Ibuka. One of them was making less money than Jeremiah
Oh
Smith
yeah.
this year.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, but if that doesn't like ring the common sense bell for somebody to go, wait a minute, what are we doing? And the fact that if this kid truly did sign a contract to play for $4 million, $4 million, and within a week decides, that ain't enough, and he's not going to honor his contract, and he's going to enter the portal. And I'm sorry, but what is that teaching anyone?
Yeah. Well, this Desmond Williams Jr. case is going to be the teeter, right? Of where this NIL thing goes, right? So if he wins the case, then it's over. It's over. It might as well be amateur football,
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be it's going to go ape shit.
Yeah. If
We'll
he
have to make
loses
money
the
on it
case
anyway.
or Washington wins the case, then they would definitely have to put something in place that one holds these kids responsible to their contract. So you look at the NFL, right? So say you're in the NFL, you sign a 5-year contract, right? Year one, or say your rookie contract, sign 5-year rookie contract, and you say by year 3, you like, hey, I'll play my contract. You know what I mean? And you say, oh, well, I'm gonna hold out. Okay, you can hold out. Every game you miss, every practice you miss, you're getting fined, right? There's a consequence to this. Yes, you can sit out. And yes, you may have outplayed your contract. Micah Parsons, he outplayed his rookie contract. Okay. At the same time, you're under contract, right? So if you don't show up, you're gonna get fined. If you say, oh, I'm not playing, you're gonna get fined, right? But if we don't hold these kids to a standard, and I say kids because they're, I mean, I got my daughter's older than half of them, but I mean, these young adults to, I mean, hey, you signed this dotted line. You say you're going to be here for 3 years. We're going to pay you this much in these 3 years. And they're not even saying, hey, we need you to win this many games. We're just saying, hey, you're playing here. We'll give you this much. And if you do this, we'll give you an incentive or whatever the case may be. Um, but if we're not holding them to this, man, college football will be forever lost. And
And
it'll be a ruined product.
yes, and then as we spoke earlier today, the next thing will be as because like with this Williams deal, that was not NIL money. That was collective money from the university, which to me effectively makes him an employee of the university. Now, what will be the next phase once you have a bunch of employees and pay becomes an issue? What is the next thing that will be created?
Yeah, because the thing is like this, like if you go to a job and they say, well, you get a $50,000 signing bonus, right? Well, there's requirements for you to get that $50,000. You don't just it ain't just, oh, I signed on the dotted line, I get the $50,000 check. No, you gotta meet certain requirements. You know, you gotta, like in the army. Hey, all right, well, you get a 50. Well, you gotta go to this school or you gotta do this unless you're reenlisting. Well, even in that, your reenlistment is your requirement to get that bonus. So you have to meet certain requirements. There's no just, oh, well, all right, well, here's $4 million. All right, I'm out. Whoa. Then we just gave a random person $4 million. It doesn't work that way. Society doesn't work that way. There's no job in the world that you can go to and it works that way. Now, like you say, I have been. I was a kid who wanted to go to college to make it to a next level, have my education paid for, and then go to the next level. Right. So I've always been a stickler for, yes, these kids should get paid because these schools, what I mean, everybody associated with it, they're making millions, if not billions of dollars. So they should get something. But it's getting out of hand. It's getting
Oh yeah.
way out of hand.
Well, and so my question is, the next step once we have all these employees making money, the next step is what? Unions. They'll unionize. So, at what point will we have the first work stoppage in college football? Just saying that
Man,
out loud sounds stupid.
let me tell you something. Can
There's
you
never been
can you imagine that?
there's never been a large union where there hasn't been a work stoppage. All the sports that have had them. Big factories, big whether it be the unions, the unions from the old days with the workers, whether it be iron workers or electricians or the plumbers union, they have all had work stoppages at different points in time. So why would we think that now all of a sudden, if they unionize, which I've told to a few people that, and they laugh, and I go, you laugh until a few guys decide they're not making what they should make or what, you know, Hey, our facilities aren't as good as theirs, or we have to practice more than they do. Whatever it is, as soon as you have a group of people that think they're not getting fair treatment versus other people in their
Yeah.
same group,
Yeah.
they will come together, they will unionize, and then the union will decide, hey, you're either going to meet our needs or we're not going to play.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have a work stoppage.
Yeah.
And it is sickening to think that something that was it just I guess I just it's so irritating to me because I feel like had they handled it from the beginning the
There
right
you
way,
go. There you go. This is
you could have
1000%
everything.
the NCAA's part
Yeah, you
because
could have
they,
everything.
yeah, you could, the kids could get their share, schools could continue to get their share, and there could be a happy median where everyone meets. But the NCAA just let this go haywire, and now we're left with this mess. And I would say the state of college football, although the product on the field is still a good product,
For sure.
because you have um, parity across the board. Like all the great players aren't just going to the SEC now; they're going across the board. So the product on the field is still a good product. You know, like you say, when the off season hit, now it's like, oh man, is this kid going? Are we rebuilding this year because everybody's leaving? Or you know what I mean? It's crazy, but I say the I blame NIL and I won't say NIL, I'll say NCAA for not handling the NIL properly, and I blame Kurt Signetti. Those are my two reasons of why the state of the college football is not what it is. Okay, we just did a great soliloquy of why the NCAA and NIL are at fault. All right, here's why Kurt Signetti is at fault. Since 1991, right, that's the last time Indiana won a bowl game. They've had 4 winning seasons. Right, 4 winning seasons since 1991. They have 0 5-star recruits on their team this year. He went, what, 12-2 last year, and he's 13-0, 14-0 this year. 0 5-star recruits.
And there's a lot of them.
Minimum NIL
3
backing.
4 stars.
Yeah. Minimum NIL backing, which that's going to change next year because Mark Cuban, who is an alumni in Indiana, has already said, yeah, I'm going to give into the 2026 transfer portal class. Good luck, college football. Okay, so Kurt Signetti is the reason all these coaches are getting fired, and he's the reason. Look here, he is the reason because if he could take a bottom feeding program like Indiana with minimum resources, who Paul Baum calls um, basically a basketball school who hasn't accomplished much, and put them in a semifinal playoff back-to-back years in his first 2 years, and now he's in the semifinals as a 1 seed and the hands-on favorite to win the national championship. These coaches go into these schools that got freaking, I think Alabama has a $120-something million football facility. So he's taking a school that doesn't even have close to the resources that you guys have, but y'all can't win and he can. What's the problem? All right, we're gonna get you up out of here.
Yeah,
So
right. Because what'll be the new? What'll be the new? What do coaches get now? Hey, you got 2 years,
yeah, three
3 years,
three three at the
whatever
max.
the number is,
Yeah, three
right?
3 years. I would say 3 years.
Kurt
If you
Signetti did it. If he wins, he did it in two,
in two,
with minimal resources and lower rated players. So if he did it there at Indiana, you should be able to do it almost anywhere.
yeah, literally anywhere,
And what I
literally
hope,
anywhere.
what my fear is my fear is that college football will just turn into whichever team raised enough money on a particular year to buy a championship like the Florida Marlins did in baseball, right? And because I do think that the days of the dynasty,
Yeah. Okay.
I I don't think you'll see a dynasty in college football anytime soon.
So here's what I would say to that. Right. So do you know which team paid the most for their roster this year?
Probably either Ohio State or Texas.
Texas was number 1, right? Ohio State was 2. Texas Tech was 3.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are in the semifinals. Right. So I don't think it really matters the amount of money that you put into it. I think it's the quality of players that you get and the coaching that you have. Right.
Well, I mean, I agree to an extent. I think because one, you have to take what Signetti's doing out of the equation because that is and that'll remain to be seen whether or not that's something he can really sustain.
Well, that
Like
this year
sometimes,
will be the last year he doesn't have 5-star recruits.
yeah, but even then, like sometimes you do catch lightning in a bottle, and you have the perfect situation, whether it be schedule and like just like you take Indiana out like 3 weeks ago, let's say 80% of the people thought three teams were dominant, way more dominant than everybody else. Right? Everybody thought Ohio State was legit, A&M was legit, and really it was those two. Everybody was like, hey, nobody can beat those two. They're the best two teams in the country. Right? And then they got hammered. They're gone. So this whole thing is, and I just I want to reserve it because to me this is really year 2 of the real NIL. This is the second year that it's really been like this.
Okay.
I mean, it started the year before where you could, but it was different. Like we didn't have this thing that we have now. So what I want to see is what does it look like in next year and the year after,
Okay.
right? And I want to see next year, one, hopefully they do go to 16 teams, but let's see how many of the top 12, really the top 10, minus Tulane and JMU. But if they ever get their head out of their ass on that situation, but let's see next year how many of the 10 teams, the real 10 that were in this year, let's see how many of them are in the top 10 next year.
Okay.
I'd be willing to bet it's half. It'll be 5 new other teams next year.
Okay.
Because it's going to be this
revolving door,
revolving thing, and like even Ohio State's going through it right now, right? They had the one receiver that everybody was shocked he entered the portal. Now there's talk that maybe they can't afford Bo Jackson. He might be leaving.
Yeah. Tate declared.
So it's like I don't think the name of the school matters anymore. And that's why I say I agree with you that coaching matters, and you can't, just because you spent the most money doesn't mean you're going to win. That's evident by every sport. That being said, when you spend a lot of money, your chances are
Improve. Yeah.
increased.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, like, I mean, we won't know this for the next 3 to 4 years. I would be willing to bet money right now that in the next 5 years, you're probably going to get one this year because unless Miami wins, you'll have a champion you've either never seen or haven't seen in 100 years. But I'm willing to bet Miami doesn't win the title, first of all. So you're going to have a new champion that we in our lifetime have never seen.
Yeah. Well, this will be Miami's first in the playoff era.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think they won in 01. I think that was the last time they won.
I'm willing to bet there will be either at least one more, maybe 2 more in the next 5 years. It will be teams that have never won before.
I wouldn't doubt that.
And
I would jump on that bet with you.
And there will be a direct correlation. They may not be number 1 or number 2 in money spent, but I bet you they're in the top 5.
Yeah. I could definitely believe that. I can ride with that.
In a way, it's like, well, that's good, right? That's parity. Well, is it parity or is it they just collected a bunch of money that year? And then what you'll see is that in the true test will be if a team is in that top list of money and let's say they win, well, what'd they do the next year? Did they completely fall off? Now, if they sent 13 guys to the draft, that's one thing. But if they didn't and just 13 guys entered the portal because they got a bigger bag somewhere else, and now all of a sudden that team went from winning the title to winning 8 games.
And in the Mayo Bowl.
Then what?
Yeah.
then we'll know. And that's what I hope it doesn't become.
I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that. But, winning cures it all, man. You
100%.
know, winning cures it all. People want to give to the program when you're winning, and kids want to come to the program when you're winning, man. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe, Signetti has created, a Alabama like culture in Indiana, and kids that probably never even thought about Indiana football. They're
100%.
like, well, Indiana's going to get that exposure. Indiana's going to be in a position where they can play because when Ohio State played Miami, Jeremiah Smith was like, well, if Miami would have been in a position to be playing in the playoffs or, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, he'd have went to Miami. So, winning matters. Kids, no one wants to go to a losing program. So if you're winning, you'll have the opportunity to get those kids, to get those players, and for people to give to the program because you didn't hear about no one giving to Indiana last year, or the year before when Signetti was coming in, or last year, and they only lost 2 games last year, and they were in the playoffs. So I mean, they had a first round exit, but hey, we're in the semis now. Now people are like, no, I'm on board. I want to give, and so
It's going to be,
it'll be interesting to see what's
yeah.
to come down the pipeline.
Well, and imagine, I mean, if this is something that Indiana can even moderately sustain, right? If Indiana can sustain this even at all, right? Indiana, Ohio State's going to
Uh-huh.
be decent every year. They just
Yeah,
are. If Kyle Winningham can do anything with Michigan and they can become decent, who knows what Matt Campbell will do at Penn State? Oregon's going to be good as long as Dan Lanning's there. Washington is not terrible. USC has enough history and heritage that they should be better. That's 7 Big 10 teams, legit. And Illinois is not bad. And what if Matt Rule and Wisconsin ever figure it out? That's 10 Big 10 teams
Nebraska,
that could
but yeah,
that could be legit.
yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
So I don't know. Like I'm interested to see. I definitely think the SEC's dominance is over, or at least for now.
Yeah, where they're winning every year. Yeah, or what I mean, have a stake in it every year. Because like you said,
Yeah,
you've
because
had
I
you had the
actually,
2 Clemson years, you had a Ohio State year. Yeah, Clemson and Ohio State, they're the only ones that really break the runs of the SEC. But what I mean, I don't see that happening. Even with the Big Ten, I don't see them winning that on 10 in a row. You know what I mean? But you never know, man. With the state of the landscape of the game right now, man, it could happen, man.
for sure.
But I mean, you see what these schools are built for, by what they put their money towards. You know what I mean? With college basketball starting, you see, that the ACC put their money towards basketball. So eh, it's
Yeah.
only time will
I was
tell.
even, I'm trying to look and see if there's even ever been a point when the Big 10 has won 3 national championships in a row. I don't believe it's ever happened. I mean, I'm back to the 50s
I was about to say maybe back in the 40s, 50s.
and no.
Yeah, but you
I don't know.
got a great opportunity this year.
Maybe 1940, 41, and 42. Minnesota, and I'm not even. I don't think they were in the Big 10. Yeah, they were in the Western. No, they were. Yeah, the Western of the Big 10. Yeah, so that's it. 1940, 41, and 42 was the last time Big 10 teams won 3 in a row.
It's crazy.
Yeah, my grandpa was in his 20s.
That's crazy.
So,
But
but anywho,
hey, that's the state. That's the state of football, college football we're in right now, man. And
there it is.
you know, uh, we're just along for the ride, man.
That's it.
We're just along for the ride. Hopefully it doesn't come into a big uh, pot of mess, and you know what I
I
mean.
hope not.
It's like, and I think that's why I love the NFL, because you have players that you can follow, and that's not a thing anymore. It's not a thing. You just have to follow teams now, man. It's I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see. I think ultimately it's got to come down to contracts and enforceable contracts
Yeah.
that you
That
can't
that
just
that that's the key word right there.
um,
Enforceable.
if they're not enforceable, then there's no point in having them. And if you don't have them, you're going to have chaos, and it's just going to be an absolute shit show at the end of every college football season.
Yeah. Facts.
So, but we'll see.
Facts.
But that's Thursday, Friday. Thursday, Friday, we got 5 straight days of playoff football. Five of them. So Thursday, Friday, we already covered that. And then we get the big boys coming
That's
up
right. That's right.
this weekend.
Yes, sir.
So we got what I think are a few bangers on here. Not a big fan of the Rams Panthers game. I think that one's kind of a snoozer. The fact that the Rams are a 10-point favorite in a playoff game
Yeah.
on the road
Says everything.
says it all. So that game we'll maybe skip that one. It don't really matter. I expect the Rams to win and win big. Packers at Bears. Um, Packers are only a 1.5 point favorite on the road though. Um, I love that game. I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan. I thought he played really well for most of the year. He really developed. He did what a lot of young quarterbacks have a hard time doing, and that's making that the biggest jump, in my opinion, is from year one to year two. Right? You come in, you learn the NFL, you figure out how it goes, how much faster and different it is than college, and it's just different, right? It's a job now. It's not, it's your 100% focus. I really had my doubts as to whether or not he could be that guy, just because um, I don't know. I just
No, I
he's
did too. There was a lot of
yeah.
things around him. The story came out that he didn't want to be a Bear, and there was a lot with him. Was it more show than skills? I mean, well, not skills because he obviously had the skills, but was
All
was
show, no
the
go.
yeah was the orange worth the squeeze? You know what I mean?
I think
But
people
but
questioned
you're
his
right.
drive.
Yeah, you're right. He turned it around this year. Ben Johnson had a lot to do with that,
He did.
and that's where I was saying with coaching. Coaching has a lot to do with that. Um, they look good. I mean, they're the 2 seed. They won in the playoffs last year. I mean, I think they won. I think they literally flipped their record. Uh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, from 4-13 to 13-4.
Oh yeah. From the shit house to the penthouse.
There you go.
Like
So I'm with you, man. We got some bangers, and this playoff bracket literally summarizes what we said about this football season. This is going to be the strangest football season ever, and it has turned out to be that. Like, this is so crazy. I wouldn't. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if you had the Jaguars versus the Panthers in the Super Bowl.
right?
That's how
Yeah. I mean,
crazy the season has been.
yes.
And you just said the Panthers game is a snoozer, but if you look at the Panthers record, it's been lose win lose win lose win lose win. They just lost their last game to the Bucks,
I was
so
so
they're on the win side of their schedule right now.
they
So
are. I
the
did
Rams
look
might want to go
into it.
into Charlotte with their focus.
So I did look into that a little bit because we had discussed that,
Yeah.
and that got me thinking. And I gotta say, guilty. Did not watch a ton of Carolina
Yeah.
Panthers games, but I looked this afternoon, and here's the thing. So they had what uh 7 8 wins. What were they?
They're 8-9.
Yeah, so their 8 wins are against the Falcons,
Uh-huh.
the Dolphins, the Cowboys,
Beautiful.
the Jets,
Yeesh. No interceptions on the whole season.
the Packers at
Oh,
Lambeau Field. That's a
good
win.
win. That's a good win.
They beat the Falcons again.
Okay.
They did beat the Rams by a field goal.
Okay.
That's not a bad win. And then they beat the Buccaneers.
Okay.
And then they lost to Seattle, and then they lost to the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So
So the streak is over.
I just feel like they got two quality wins all year long. They got 6 wins against bottom feeders. I don't want to hear anything about the Cowboys. That's a bottom feeder team. Uh, but their wins are the Falcons were for some reason not really sure why, but the Falcons were terrible. I don't know why. I mean I know they had quarterback issues and that, but I got to feel like with Bijan Robinson, like you got to be good for 8 or 9 wins just for
Yeah,
him by himself.
yeah, but
But
yeah.
anyway, so I don't know.
Well,
I'm
the
just
Falcons
shocked.
they finished with 8 wins, so
Yeah,
yeah, they finished with eight
they did.
wins. It's crazy because the NFC South, the Falcons, the Bucks, and the Panthers all finished 8-9.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's
it
crazy.
was. Yeah, though that Falcons team was.
It's
they're
a
good.
definitely a disappointment, which is why the coach got fired.
Oh yeah, I mean
You know,
they had a couple good wins, but they had like 2 wins against the Saints. Um, they beat Buffalo, but they beat like the Vikings. I mean, they beat some real turds.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, but I think I absolutely think the Rams are going to win that big. I don't think it's going to be close.
Okay,
Um, love the Packers Bears game. We just talked about that. Love the Bills Jags game.
man, that's gonna be big. That's
My
gonna be
dad
big.
is not going to like this, which is probably okay because he doesn't really watch podcasts anyway. Um, but if I'm a Bills fan,
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous. But to me, this is the biggest game of their playoff. Like I, so let me say this: if the Bills beat the Jags, I really, 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 really like the Bills' chances of getting to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so if the Bills beat the Jags, see, saying that the Patriots beat the Chargers, they'll be the lowest seed. The Bills will go to Denver. So you like them beating Denver in Denver?
I do. I do. I
Okay.
think Denver's one of those teams that fantastic on the defensive side of the ball. No question about that. Their offense is okay.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I feel like Josh Allen is one of those guys that, well, we talked about this too. I think he has the opportunity to be one of those guys that's like, you know what? Josh Allen just gets it done. He ham and eggs it through the year sometimes. You do what you got to do. They do play in Buffalo. Those are not easy games late in the year. But when the playoffs start, Josh Allen, we'll find out, is he one of those guys that can kick it into a different gear
Or
when the
is
playoffs start?
yeah, or is he
Like,
just a guy?
or is he just a guy?
Yeah,
Like, and that was the difference. Like, a lot of people didn't like Ben Roethlisberger. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Ben Roethlisberger was a winner.
yeah, absolutely,
That guy won football games,
absolutely.
and he played at a different level during the playoffs.
That's right.
You can
That's
argue
right.
that Mahomes has done the same thing. Not every year have they just been dominant and
Yeah,
run to the
absolutely,
playoffs. They've
absolutely.
had a couple years where it was like, yeah, okay, they got there. Maybe it wasn't that close, but but then they get to the postseason, it was like, whoa,
Yeah, BTA all day.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, Patrick Mahomes was like a different guy. Brady used to do it, you know. So it's like, to me, this is a big year for whether is Josh Allen going to take that next step and be in that group, or is he going to be the Philip Rivers of this
yeah.
generation?
And it's funny. You take the Buffalo Bills side of that. I take the Jacksonville Jaguars side of that because Trevor Lawrence, he's in that just a guy conversation.
100%.
If you go and make a even you make a night, say you make it to the AFC Championship game. Well, in the last 10 years, you're only one of three quarterbacks from the AFC to make it to the AFC Championship game, right? And you're in year one with your new head coach. Now I don't put Trevor Lawrence because I think Trevor Lawrence is a damn good quarterback, but he's been dealt a shitty hand to start his career. I mean, anytime anybody had to come in and Urban Meyer was their NFL coach, that's gonna take 2 years to get that stench off of you, right? So he had Urban Meyer, then he had Doug Peterson, right? Did some good things with Doug Peterson, but Doug Peterson was on the back end of his coaching career, and they didn't have the necessary pieces around him. Now you have no excuse. You have the coach, you have the pieces. This is your opportunity because there's no 15 in this bracket. 15 is nowhere to be found, right? R is nowhere to be found, right? And I believe those historically with this generation, those are the best two quarterbacks in the NFL. Lamar and Patrick Mahomes. They're gonna be nowhere to be found. Joe Burrow, he's in this era best. He's nowhere to be found. Like he's been. I mean, out of like one season when they went to the Super Bowl and people hang him up on that banner for that one season, but whatever. All right. No one's Drake May might be your MVP this year. I believe it's either Drake May or Matthew Stafford as your MVP this year. But Drake May's never been in the playoffs. So you're new to this. We'll find out if he's true to this, but you're new to this. So we're not even putting you in the conversation where it's like, oh, you got to go get it. No, this is your first rodeo, bro. You get a pass, man. You know what I mean?
You can chill.
Yeah, Trevor,
Yeah.
Josh, and Justin Herbert. This playoff run will be, I won't say career defining, maybe for Josh because he's had multiple opportunities to do it. But for those three, man, if you can submit yourself and get to the AFC Championship game, get to the Super Bowl, and heck, even win it, bro, it could change the trajectory of your career.
Yeah, and you can really throw Jordan Love in that.
Yeah, you on the NFC side, yeah, because and he's choked a couple of times in the playoffs.
Yeah, so it's like you got guys like I mean Stafford obviously he's
got his ring, so
he's got a ring, so he's not in it.
Yep.
But Caleb Williams gets the same pass I think that
That's Drake May. Yep, I agree.
Young, same thing with shit, what's his face from the 49ers?
Purdy.
Yeah, like those guys, they don't have the time in yet, really.
But Purdy's made it to a Super Bowl.
Right,
but I don't think Purdy's ever in that conversation of elite. I don't. Yeah.
I just don't think none of them are going to get judged this early in their career.
Yeah.
Obviously, any game that Aaron Rodgers wins is one more for.
Exactly. He's cemented.
His legacy is cemented. Stroud, it's another one. He's maybe in that conversation.
Yeah.
Been in a few years, had his rookie.
Yeah, this is what, year 3?
Yeah, he was awesome rookie year.
Yeah.
Down year
2. And you look at Stroud in the AFC and look at Bryce Young in the NFC. They were 1 and 2 in the same draft class. Now Stroud dominated their rookie year, but last year and this year, Bryce Young has had a better season. Now, granted, CJ Stroud has been injured, but your best ability is availability.
Yeah.
Bryce has won the last 2 seasons versus CJ.
Yeah.
I believe Bryce would get a pass as well. I mean, you can't go out there and just, have 3 interceptions and,
right.
You be the reason they lose. But even if you lose and you're not the reason, you'll get a pass. You got a couple guys that, like you say, Caleb, Purdy, Trey Young, Bryce Young, Drake May. Yeah, I'm with you. CJ Stroud has to do something.
Yeah.
But those 4, man,
This is the year where it's like, are you going to be, and, it doesn't mean this is their last opportunity, but this is the difference between having a career like Phillip Rivers or like Drew Brees or Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
like even Bo Nix, they the 1 seed, but he'll get a pass. I mean, it's his what, 2nd, 3rd season? He'll get a pass. Sam Darnold, this could be a career defining, moment for Sam Darnold. I mean, he was a 2 seed last year with Minnesota, and then turn around this year, get the 1 seed with Seattle.
Wild. How could somebody but before last year?
Yeah.
Dude, Sam Darnold was trash.
Sam Darnold backed up Baker Mayfield on the Carolina Panthers, bro.
Yes.
Like, you thought his career was over, man. But that just goes to show you get to the right system, man.
I agree with you.
The right system, the right weapons. Now, you granted, he had the best 2 wide receivers the last 2. He had Justin Jefferson last year, and he got NSJ this year. So that helps out a lot,
Well, this year, not only that, but you're on a team that plays defense.
There you go.
That
There you
matters.
go. Yeah,
That's
he
huge.
didn't have to try to do everything himself. You know what I mean? Because the defense is going to keep you in the game. You just got to not be the reason.
Yeah.
You know,
But I
but
really feel like for me, the biggest game on this schedule is the Bills and the Jags,
I agree.
just because I really, of all of these other quarterbacks, minus the what, one, two, you got three quarterbacks that have already won rings. So they're kind of, so right. So Stafford, Hurts, uh,
Rogers.
Aaron Rodgers, they're they got theirs. Doesn't mean they can't get more, but they're not. They don't have to have a career defining moment. But I don't think there's another game on here where there's two quarterbacks
Yeah,
at
I
at
agree.
that
Dude,
point in their
dude, I
career
agree, man.
where you either become
Yeah,
the guy or just a guy.
yeah, yeah.
And
I'm 1000% right there with you. I'm so glad that it's the first game Sunday.
yes,
I don't have to wait for it. I can lock in Sunday, man,
yep,
because I'm so looking
yes,
forward to it. I'm also looking forward to my Eagles
yes,
playing the Niners. I believe we have a decent. I was happy we didn't get the Rams in the first round. I wanted the Packers because I thought it would be an easier matchup for us going into the, getting our feet wet, running into the playoffs because the Packers are playing shitty down the stretch.
yeah,
But man, I believe we'll take care of business with whoever we play. I believe we'll come out of the NFC. I'm not saying that as a homer. I'm just saying the way our defense been playing and our offense will make enough plays to get us over the top. But that AFC, man, that's a toss up, bro.
yeah, yeah.
That's a toss up.
I like the Eagles' chances against the 49ers. I think the 49ers are good. I think they're kind of one dimensional in a sense. I mean, obviously McCaffrey catches balls, but he's kind of their guy.
Yeah, you bottle McCaffrey up, you can beat the
Yeah,
Niners.
yeah. If you can kind of put the clamps on him a little bit, you can beat them. They're just, you know. But I love. I mean, part of me is really going to root hard for the Chargers because I want the greatest football coach of all time to get him a Super Bowl. Um,
Oh
so
man.
I'm kind of rooting for him.
Okay.
But I'm loving it. I think I like years like this because even though there's obviously there's three teams that have won, well, there's several, 4 or 5 teams that have won recently, but semi recently, but I like it because there's no, this isn't the Brady Patriots
Yeah.
or the Mahomes Chiefs
Yeah.
where you're just like, oh, there ain't nobody that can beat them.
It's funny. I was telling somebody, man, I was like, last year, Philly clearly had the best team going into the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
It was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Both sides of the ball, all three phases of the game, Philly had the better team. But it was a question who will win because 15 was on the other side, right? There's no dominant team in this playoff.
No.
Every team that's in the playoffs this year has flaws, has holes, and have shown weaknesses throughout the season, right?
Yes.
So which team is gonna now? I think the Seahawks, they were on an 8 game win streak or something like that. They've been cooking. The Broncos, they're on a pretty good win streak as well. But
Yeah.
even in that, man, I don't trust the Broncos
7.
offense, but I love their defense. You
Yeah,
know,
they won 7 in a row.
yeah. So like they're on a nice run, but on any given Saturday, Sunday, you know what I mean? We've seen all these teams take bad L's. You know, man, it's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. This is my favorite time of year. I love college football. You know what I mean? But I don't have a team in college football. I have a team in the NFL. When we make it to the playoffs, it's
Yeah.
it's like Christmas in January.
For me, that's why I probably enjoy the NFL playoffs more because I don't have a team
Yeah, yeah,
and I can watch all the games
yeah.
free of, where
Any
you and I
stress?
watch college football, right? Like if my team's in it, I'm stressed, but like the Buckeyes, like I needed them to lose.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I can't watch them hoist another trophy.
yeah.
I don't want to do it. I mean,
That's a
it
beautiful thing.
almost it was bad enough that Michigan wins and then Ohio State wins the following year. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
canceled that one out.
Yep, yep,
And
yep.
I thought, man, if they win 2 in a row, like, oh, shoot me now.
Yeah, they're gonna be unbearable.
But whereas with the NFL, I don't have that. I can just watch
And just enjoy the game.
and just enjoy them all. Like I
Yeah,
root
man.
for certain teams. I hope my dad would. I don't. He wouldn't know what to do with himself if the Bills won a Super Bowl. Um, he would freak out.
And what's
My
cool,
dad.
man, this is the last year the Bills play in their stadium. They go to their
Yes.
dome next year. So that would be a cool thing as well. Finish. Yeah, I mean, you had your chances. You had teams that had their chances in that, and you get to close that stadium out with a ring, man. That'd be pretty awesome, man. But ah, I don't know, man. Josh is gonna have to, for them to run the table and win the chip. Josh is gonna have to put on his cape. And Josh has had
For
plenty of
sure.
games this year, and I would know because he was my fantasy quarterback, and I benched him for Drake May. There was plenty of games this year where Josh didn't put on his cape, and the Bills looked like just another team. So he's going to have to wear his cape and not take it off for the whole playoffs.
100%.
In order for them, because Jacksonville has a really good defense. If say the Charger, if they beat Jacksonville and say the Chargers win, then they will go to whoever the second highest seed is. So, what I mean, there's no easy games the rest of the way for anyone. Everybody is going to, because everybody's on the same playing field. What I mean? There's no juggernaut. So it's not like, oh man, I'm trying to avoid this team or, hey, everybody's on the same, so everybody has to bring their A game, man. And if you don't, man, hey,
And
one, two, three, Cancun.
you're going to get the best, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the playoffs, right? It's play
Yeah.
or go home. So you're going to get even if Jason personally doesn't believe in the Panthers, you're going to get the absolute best the Panthers have to offer because they're going to put everything they have because you lose the next one, it's the last one.
Yeah. You
You
remember
know,
when Carolina was going against Dallas and Rico Dowdle was like, hey, they better buckle their chin strap? Every team, they better buckle their chin straps, man. Because this next game will be the hardest game that they've ever played.
for sure.
And then they win this one, the next game will be the hardest game they've ever played.
Yeah. The only thing that
So
would have switched this for me, which I'm almost in a way I'm glad because as much as I like to see certain teams go and have to play in the weather, I mean, just think about this. Imagine if some of these games were the other way.
I like Philly
Like,
to the Niners, Carolina to the Rams.
yeah, like the Bears, Packers, you can get shitty weather either one of those. But what if the Jags had to go to Buffalo?
Oh, that would suck for them.
That's a completely different
Well, I mean,
story.
that's what Miami had to do. Miami went up to Buffalo and
Right.
it was like 20 something degrees and they got smacked.
Which I don't know what's the have you seen what the weather is in Philly for Sunday?
Have not. I have
Because
not.
think about that, right? Like
Yeah.
how much different would that game be and the advantage would swing
Yeah.
if that game was in San Francisco,
Yeah.
right?
So here, let's see. Let's see what the weather is in Philly. Let's see. We play Sunday, right? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, which
high of 54 and it's raining.
see,
80%.
I don't mind a little rain. I'm not a big fan of the football games where it snows just because I don't know. I don't see the point in that. I don't mind a little rain. And I prefer the ones where there's no snow but it's like 4 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the
So
ones.
growing up in Philly, man, when you go outside and play football in the middle of the street, and that's what you get in. You're getting 17 degrees but the
Yes.
sun is out.
Yes. Hey, I feel you. I'm from Ohio, man. We
Yeah.
shoot. Those days we go you could get hit right on the arm and at the time it didn't hurt cuz it was like, "Oh, I stopped feeling my skin 3 hours
Yeah.
ago."
Yeah. Exactly. But get inside,
Yeah.
warm up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, worst pain ever.
Oh, get
Worst,
inside,
worst
ears
pain
turn
ever.
blood red.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, shoot. I love that stuff. I miss that.
Yeah, man. So I see you got the playoff games behind you,
Mhm.
and what I see, what I don't see is my crown. Because
Yeah,
although we didn't
we
pick the
didn't get to
last
finish,
three
but
weeks, I
I'm
had
going
a
to
pretty sizable lead.
well, if you remember, I won that last week. I made some ground up
You,
that
you
last
made
week.
you pick
I
you gained one game.
I think I was only down. Uh, I know it wasn't that many.
Really?
No, that last week I don't have the sheet in front of me. That last week I made up more than a game.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Man,
I mean,
we
it was
gotta
still like it was
yeah,
like
we gotta look at
five.
that, man. We gotta look at
It
that.
was so. But I'm due to some unforeseen circumstances. At the end of the day, I did not win that bet. A bet is a bet.
Yeah, man.
The reasons why are irrelevant. So I will 100% pay my debt.
So looking forward to that steak.
Um, that being said, um, I mean, what do you want to do? What do you want to pick these playoff games?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
We just take turns. Like you get to pick the first game, and I have to take.
All right, let's do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's do it. I like
Um,
that. I like that.
6 games.
Maybe we'll get another wager on the playoff games, man.
Yeah.
Or we go
So
double or nothing.
you won the previous bet, so you can pick the first game.
All right. Well, we're gonna go what you got up there first? Well, since you got the Philly 49ers, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take my
I'll
Eagles.
put Kareem down for the Eagles. Well, only because I need to get a win early, I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Give me Jacksonville over Buffalo.
Ooh, man, that's early on that one.
Yeah, give me Jacksonville and Buffalo.
Jacksonville.
I feel good about that team, man.
I feel like there's an obvious one, but man, I can't pick.
You picked the obvious one already. The Rams, you picked that one
Well,
already.
I mean, of what's available. You know what? I think Caleb Williams gets it
I
done.
knew you were going there. I knew you were going there. And I agree. I think he's going to get it done as well. But okay, give me. Do I want Drake May or do I want that Houston's defense? And where they're playing at? They're playing in Pittsburgh. Ooh. Okay, give me Drake May. Give me Drake May and the Patriots.
I'm glad you did that actually, because I don't know that I would have had it in me to pick against Harbaugh being the greatest head
I
coach of
know.
all time.
I know. I know. I did
But
that
you
for
know
you,
what?
buddy.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers. He ain't gonna win the Super Bowl, but I feel like he's got another game in him.
Think so?
I do. I do.
I think okay, so you're taking the Steelers?
Yep.
I think Pittsburgh loses this game and Mike Tomlin loses his job.
I don't. I think I'm not on that train.
I
I don't
understood.
think I don't think the Texans. If the game was in Houston, I'd be worried.
Hey, defense travels, bro. And they
But
got the best defense in football, man.
but the Steelers, as my buddy used to call them, the Steelers.
But you know what? The Steelers get DK Metcalf back this week.
Well, but here's the thing.
So that could be a game changer.
I mean, the Steelers. You look at their losses outside of losing to the Bengals.
Okay. Well, that's a divisional game, so
Yeah, but their losses are they lost by 14 to the Seahawks.
okay. Number one seed.
They lost by 10 to the Packers.
They're in the playoffs.
They lost by 15 to the Chargers.
They're in the playoffs.
They lost by 3 to the Bears.
They're in the playoffs.
They lost by 19 to the Bills.
They're in the playoffs.
And then they did lose by 7 to the Browns. So their losses are decent losses.
Yeah, I mean everybody's a playoff team except the Browns. So
And outside of, they kind of got blown out by the Bills, 26-7. Outside of that, they were all fairly. I mean, the
competitive.
Seahawks beat them by 14. I mean,
It's pretty competitive.
so I don't know. I mean, their wins. I mean, their wins are they don't have a bunch of great ones. They did beat the Patriots in Foxborough.
Yeah, well, you play who's on your schedule, so you know
So I don't know. They beat
that
the Colts early when the Colts were.
that just lets you know how fun this playoff is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I'm looking forward to every single game. Shout out to NFL Sunday Ticket. I did order that this year just to see how it was. And, I got to watch every team, and so it was beautiful.
Did you like that?
I like that. So I think I'll be getting it next season as well.
Yeah, I used to
Um,
get that regularly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I'll be. And I didn't get it at the beginning of the year. I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna spend 300-400 bucks, and I probably won't use it. So I got it like halfway, like at like week 8, and it was like $50 or something like that. And I was like, oh, I'll try it. Or it was like 6 weeks left, 6 games left. I was like, I'll try it. And man, yeah, I'll be getting it. I'll be getting it from now on. I got to see all my Eagles games, man. You know what I mean? Because they're out of market with us being down here in Texas, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a great. So I got to see all these teams play, man. And I'm so looking forward to this playoff, man. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a good one, man.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man.
I have a
Uh,
feeling.
well, I hope you guys have fun listening to us, man. Happy New Year. We apologize for the delay, but we're back and we'll be getting you guys content every single week. If you like what you hear, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on our socials. And man, hey, it was a good one, brother.
Hey, always good to be back. Enjoy
Yeah,
it.
man. Yeah, man. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
All right. Later.